And just before we jump into today's video, I have a little announcement to make. So recently I finally launched my Patreon page, and if you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a membership sort of service when, while pledging for a certain tier, you will be granted with some perks and benefits, like for example, some work in progress pictures that wouldn't be posted anywhere else but on Patreon, some exclusive live sessions, videos, tutorials, and some other extra elements, extra benefits that will be listed on my page. So if you guys are interested in getting more tutorials from me, some behind the scenes pictures and videos, then make sure you check my Patreon page. It's patreon.com/Natalia Madej. And yeah, I'm really excited to finally be on Patreon and, you know, throw something a little bit different to the mix. So yeah, I hope you're gonna enjoy. Honestly, I think that this might have been the most anticipated marker premiere in the whole year, or at least in the second half of 2020. We've been asking for a good pastel markers for so long, and yes, I know that Copics do have some great pastel options, but I mean, we all love affordable markers and we all love OHUHU markers as well. So I'm really happy, and I'm so glad that they've listened to us and they decided to create their own pastel markers, their own pastel pack. And this is exactly what we're gonna be reviewing today. You guys, I was so lucky to receive this package straight from OHUHU like a week ago. So, you know, I could investigate the markers a little bit earlier just before they come out to the world. So yeah, I think it's pretty clear what we're gonna be doing today, and I'm super excited for today's review. So I hope you guys are as well. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright, and this is what the pack with the markers look like, and actually we're getting 48 pieces, 48 markers with one extra colorless blender, which for me is quite unnecessary. I never really use them, so yeah. Anyway, you guys need to admit that this color selection and this pack of markers look stunning. Like, I've never seen anything that pretty in my life when it comes to marker packs, so this one is really amazing. The colors might look a little bit more washed out in the video than they are in real life, but you know, all the camera settings, the adjustments, the lighting, so you need to believe my word. Anyway, the markers themselves look quite standard like all of the recent OHUHU releases, so there's nothing new when it comes to that. And the markers are obviously dual-ended with the brush nib on one end and the chisel tip on the other. And as usual, the color name and the color number are on the both ends of the marker. Okay, and now my favorite part, the swatches. And today I'm gonna be using my sketchbook to do the swatches and to, you know, do the drawing as well. And as you can tell, I've already prepared the sketch that we're gonna be coloring later on, but yeah, we're gonna, you know, handle that a little bit further into the video. Anyway, the swatches. This is the sort of indication for me whether I'm gonna like and whether I'm gonna use the certain marker pack or no. Because as you guys know, I own multiple markers, so for me the color selection, the color variety we're getting is actually the most important thing. So here I kind of knew what I can expect from these pastel markers, but I was just curious if these are gonna be pastel enough, if you know what I'm saying. And here, what can I say? I'm really not mad at this color selection. The shades are obviously pastel. We're getting a nice variety of shades, starting from some lighter skin tones through some yellow shades, pinks, some really nice pinks in fact. We're also getting some blues, purples, greens, so yeah, pretty much everything. And as you can tell, there are only a few quite saturated tones that I would maybe skip if I were to design a pastel pack, but I mean, you know, for almost 50 pieces, that's really not bad. So yeah, so far so good. When it comes to the sketch that I've prepared for today, I was on the fence of actually what I should draw for today, because on one hand I was thinking that it would be fitted that I would draw this light-skinned blonde girl with some baby pink and baby blue clothing, so everything is kind of, you know, in this sort of pastel scheme, so we can use as much shades as possible. But then on the other hand, I think that pastel shades make such a beautiful combination with darker skin tones, and the way deeper complexions contrast with pastel shades is just mesmerizing for me. So I kind of abandoned my first initial idea and I went with this one that I really felt like drawing today. So I drew this girl sitting in a very chill and sort of comfy, cozy pose, because one thing I knew for sure is that I wanted to draw her in a pastel tracksuit, because not only I see those tracksuits, those pastel tracksuits all over internet right now, and I honestly love how they look, and I thought that they will kind of fit my concept. So that was the idea, and that was my sort of thought process behind this illustration. And now I think it's finally the time to speak about the markers again. So once I was done with my girl's face and hair and all of that kind of stuff, because I didn't really use any colors from my today's pastel marker pack, so we're not gonna be speaking about that, I finally went ahead and started coloring her tracksuit, which is gonna be all in pastel shades. And here, you guys, what can I say? The quality of these markers is just a very standard OHUHU markers quality, the quality that we're all used to and that we all love, I'm assuming. So here there wasn't really anything surprising for me, because, you know, these markers were just acting like they are supposed to, and they were just performing as good as usual. So these markers are no exception to the great quality that OHUHU markers provide us with. So if you're wondering if these are as good as the other packs, then yes, I'm confirming that they are. The only sort of difference here is the color scheme, obviously. So if you're maybe lacking some pastel shades in your collection, I would definitely consider looking at these markers and, you know, trying them out. But if you already own a couple of shades of pastel shades that you're using all the time and you don't really want to invest in anything new, then maybe, you know, it's not really worth for you to spend some extra money on these. But overall, I really do love this set. I'm so glad that OHUHU came out with such marker pack. So personally, I'm definitely adding this marker set to my marker collection, and it's definitely not the first and the last time I'm gonna be using those markers on my channel. And that wraps up my today's OHUHU pastel pack pastel markers review. You guys, I don't know, I think that you already know my opinions and my thoughts on these markers. I just love them. What else can I say? You guys know that I really do love and use OHUHU markers all the time. These has definitely become one of my favorite affordable markers, and I'm just so happy to see them expanding and improving their products. And well, I can only say that I definitely recommend these markers to you guys. If you're on the lookout for a good pastel color selections, then these are definitely worth it. Not only the quality is there like with all the OHUHU markers, but also the color selection is just brilliant. So yeah, I hope that my review helped you out in making the decision whether to buy them or maybe whether to skip them, who knows. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all and I can't wait to see you in my next videos. Take care, bye!
I'm just going with the gut, never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now.